The passion. It's all about the passion, bro. The passion of the Christ. Yo, man. I need my avocado.
That all of those things that happen in the Bible did not actually happen. Look, let's can you prove where Jesus claims to be God? Can you give me... And the four Gospels. Give me 1 second. Yeah, the four Gospels. Because I don't even grant revelation. Like, I seriously don't care about it.
Of course you don't.
Oh my God, bro.
Yalla, man. Yalla, man. Mr. Yusuf.
Okay, for example, in John 10:30, he says,
Jano.
Jesus Christ says, I and the Father are one. That proves the Father referring to God, right? Because Christians call God the Father. That in itself, him saying, I and the Father are one, are claiming divinity.
Jano.
Yeah, perfect. So have you looked at the context of it?
The context.
The context is talking about the sheep, right?
Oh, now this guy knows about the context. Oh, all of a sudden, they know about the context.
And that no one can snatch
That's
them
crazy.
out of the Father's hands. And
That's
since
crazy.
the Father and Jesus have the same objective, which is to give eternal life to his followers whatsoever, they're going to be one in goal, one in
Seinfeld.
objective. So when he says I and the Father are one, he doesn't mean they're one in essence, but rather one in objective. Because if you look at the verses after, he refutes the idea of being a blasphemer, because the Jews thought he was actually a blasphemer, correct?
Yeah, technically.
They picked up stones not because of his good works, but because of him, a mere man claiming to be God. And he answered them. Later on, from verse 32 to verse 36, he answers them, and he actually tells them,
A phone could change it like
My square, you fucking face.
yeah, so a phone could change it.
because they're one with the Father. I don't think they meant it literally that they are one with the Father.
Square, you fucking face.
Yeah, so a phone could change it.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Because they're one with the Father. I don't think they meant it literally that they are one with the Father.
Square, you fucking face.
Yeah, so a phone could change it.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
I don't think they meant it literally that they are.
I can't right now.
Getting verses and then coming back.
Oi. We gotta get the YouTube chat going. YouTube chat. What's up, chat? The King and I's up in here. Let's go. Who's all the old followers, bruh? Come on, baby. I can't right now. Yo, what's up? I'm live right now. Sorry. What's going on?
What's going on, bro?
Not much. No, I'm Christian.
Yeah.
Just this funny question. Why are you wearing a mask?
It's for personal reasons.
All right, I got you.
No worries.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my dilemma is like, how can somebody be a Muslim if Muslim came after?
What do you mean? Do you mean the coming of Prophet Muhammad?
Now, how can you call anybody before Muslim a Muslim if it didn't even was created yet?
No, you're assuming Muslim in all times is going to be someone who abides by the Quran and follows the Prophet Muhammad and follows the Sharia law. That's a false presupposition. Because there are Muslims before Prophet Muhammad himself even existed.
Yeah, I understand, but it's supposed to be the final revelation, but it's a little bit different than the previous
What?
revelation.
Yeah, why should I grant you that the scripture that you have now is the previous revelation?
Because you still use ours to some degree.
No, I use it to only have a conversation or debate with you. Not because I need it for theological beliefs.
No. But you
Yeah,
cannot dismiss what's in the Bible, like 100%.
Why should I grant you that? Look, I don't reject all of the Bible. Of course, I believe some of its teachings align with Islam. But I don't believe in it.
Yeah, but why does Jesus dismiss every other teaching in the world except for ours?
No, but you're pre-assuming that.
No. Jesus, this is the thing. Everybody loves Jesus, but Jesus, has one people. He can't cater to the Buddhists. He cannot cater to the Hindus because it's not faith in him. So you have a believer and you have maybe a misled person who just doesn't know, or they just ignorant. It's one of the two.
What?
That's how life is. That's how life is, brother.
Yeah, 1 second. You're still pre-assuming that everything in the Bible where Jesus was talking, that was actually him.
Yeah, but isn't the Injil and the Torah the word of God?
Yeah, but again, we never said as Muslims that the Bible that you have now is the actual Torah and the Injil.
Yeah, but the funny thing is,
contains
you still use it. If it's 100% wrong, then why do you still say, "Yep, that's true, that's true, that's true"?
I never said it's 100% wrong. I said parts of it are still the truth.
No, but exactly. It's saying
I said I only use it. I said I only use it when I'm having conversations with people who believe in it.
Okay, but hold on a second.
Understand my religion.
You have to understand that they're both Abrahamic faiths, correct?
There's only one Abrahamic faith, which is Islam.
Brother,
Allah
back to the.
Allah makes it clear in the Quran that Abraham was neither a Jew or a Christian, but he was a Muslim. Okay? Allah makes it very clear in the Quran. So no, there's only one Abrahamic faith. People call it three Abrahamic religions. I don't care. So look again.
Okay, brother, 1 second.
I don't believe in your scripture, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but hold on. But you cannot deny the history.
What history?
The history outlined in the Bible.
What part of history I'm denying?
Maybe some of the miracles. Maybe David, like he actually did a bad sin. Moses did a bad sin. I know Muslims don't think the prophets did any major sins, which is wrong.
How can you prove that? Can you prove that Moses sinned historically?
Did Muhammad sin?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
No prophet.
No,
sinned.
Jesus was the only one who didn't sin. Go do your research. No. You gotta go do your research. You don't even know that.
Brother, can you let me speak now? Thank you. So we as Muslims don't believe the prophet sin. We believe prophet can make mistakes, shortcomings, because they're human beings.
That's tomato, my friend.
No, we don't believe they're sinners. We believe
they're not sinners. I'm not saying that. I said, did they sin? That's a big difference. You're making a false dichotomy there.
Brother, we don't believe that prophets are sinners. We believe they can make mistakes. That's my belief.
But that's no. Hold on. I'm not saying they're sinners. I'm saying they sinned. It's a different question.
1 second. So when you sin, you're now a sinner, correct?
Until you repent.
Until you repent, yeah. Sure.
Exactly. Thank you.
So I'm saying the prophets never sinned. I'm saying they can make mistakes.
Wrong, bro. That's wrong, bro. The history says otherwise.
What history?
The history, brother. Do you know about the story about Moses? Do you know it all?
Yeah. So Moses sinned. Yeah. So Moses sinned according to you. How can you prove that historically?
Because the events unfolded exactly what the Bible said it would happen.
So because your Bible says so. That's historical, man.
Brother, the Bible has prophecy in it that came true. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, brother, that's circular. You're saying historically. You're saying Moses sinned. Okay, I'm asking for historical proof that Moses did sin. You're saying the Bible said so. That's circular, man.
No. Hold on. I'll tell you the history then. If you want facts, I'll give you facts.
No. So I want the fact. Okay, so the fact is, the question is, when
is the earliest manuscript of the Torah?
1,000 to 1,500 BC, at least. Roughly.
And when did Moses exist?
I think it was around 800, 1,000, like this. BC? Around there? I forget. Like, you're putting me on. This is a good question. I don't know exactly.
What?
You're asking me when did Moses live? I'm asking. I said 1,000 BC. What's the answer?
1,000 BC. And when did the Torah, earliest manuscript of the Torah?
Since Moses wrote it.
Can you give me evidence? Give me where the earliest manuscript of the Torah is at the time of Moses.
Perfect. Okay. What happened in? I'll just entertain me for 1 second. After Moses passed away, Joshua went into the promised land, and guess what? There was people living there, and God said, "Yalla," and they didn't want to yalla, and then that's what happened, bro.
Brother, you're bringing your Bible. I said bring.
No, that's history, brother. I'm not even talking about Bible. I'm talking about history, brother. Come on, man.
Okay, where is that?
Why do you think they've been fighting for 1,000 years, brother? You don't. I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, my friend. You don't know the history of the ancient, bro. Trust me.
Where is that story? Where is it?
Brother,
where can I find the
bro,
story?
do you hold on? Do you not know what's going on in the Middle East right now? It's because back in the day they were fighting too. That's what the truth is, bro. You don't even know the history of the world, man.
I don't think this guy attracts. This story of Joshua, where do we find it?
Also in the Bible, yes.
Oh, so
but hold on, bro. You're not getting it. You're not getting it, bro. History unfolded as the Bible said.
Oh my God, you're so circular.
Bro, it's not circular. I'm talking about history.
Oh my God, brother, history. You're quoting your Bible. You're assuming.
No, I'm talking about history, bro. Historians, man.
Oh my God, brother. Let's make it easy. You said the earliest manuscript of the Torah is written at the time of Moses. Can you give me that manuscript name?
I can't, obviously. You know that.
You can?
I can't.
So you don't have a manuscript that goes back to Moses?
Bro, we're talking like 1,000 BC. We're not talking 600 AD, bro. Come on, man. And they went through so much tragedy. I don't know the manuscript that matches up with that. All I know is the history exactly. The history happened in Israel's favor, and they're still there today, still fighting. See, that's what I mean, bro. You don't know history. Why are they fighting? Let me ask you a question. You think you know everything? Why are they fighting? Why are they fighting?
I know everything.
No, you.
Again, I'm gonna be. You said Moses sinned. I'm asking, what's the historical proof for that? You're quoting your Bible. You have to prove your Bible is historical. Where can you prove to me your Bible is historical?
Not to that degree, I can't.
So the Bible is not. So we can't.
Oh, just because I can't go that far back, but I can see history in the last 3,000 years. Oh, that just go out the window, right?
Can you prove Moses sinned? Yes or no? Historically.
Bro, can we prove Moses part of the sea? No.
Brother.
Can you prove? No. Can we prove Moses part of the sea?
You're the one who made the claim that he sinned.
Yeah, and I'm also making the claim that he parted the sea, but try to prove that too.
Brother, I'm not saying I'm not talking about parting the sea. You're the one who made the claim. Oh my God. I think.
I get it.
You're the one who made the claim. Oh my God. I think. I get it. Go down, bro. He's the one that made the.
Yeah, you got shish kebabbed, bro. I'm talking about history. You got to do more research, brother. Answer me this: why are they fighting there today?
I think I'm fine. Like, I think you need to increase your volume.
Yeah, now it's better. So, would you say that according to the Bible, when Jesus says he's the Son of God, it does not mean he's God, right?
Yeah.
Because I heard you talk to the other guy who said, when Jesus claims he's the Son of God.
Yeah. Look.
This guy kicked me, bro. That was hilarious. What was that, like 5 minutes? Was that like 5 minutes?
He's the Son of God.
Not, of course, in an ontological sense, but rather in a metaphorical sense. Then it.
That was like a 1 minute, bro.
You don't get to do slurs. You came up here with a really dumb argument. I never told you that my morals were perfect. That's the only.
Back to this guy. It's funny.
Right? If you don't know what words mean, don't come up and use them. only way
slander us
it
with
could be
superpowers.
the only way it could be hypocritical is if I told you I've always practiced the same moral system. I never told you that. Second of all, God doesn't even practice the same morals.
Oh, you guys have superpowers. Oh, you guys are mentally smart.
What a really bad argument. Bro doesn't understand if his morals aren't good or he doesn't follow. No, that doesn't make you a hypocrite. I'm sorry.
Yo, man.
You don't know what the word hypocrite
This
means.
girl cussed me at yesterday's in this live randomly.
A hypocrite
Damn,
is
I'm not even
someone
plugged
who
in, bro.
says that they would not do something and then practices that same thing. So if I said I wouldn't own slaves and it turns out I owned like 12 of them, then that would make me a hypocrite, dummy. But if I don't own slaves and I'm opposed to slavery, then my morals are consistent.
They always say you argue with a fool, you become a fool, Jay.
I just hate bad arguments. Nathaniel, are you a believer and are you over the age of 18? That was just really bad. Nathaniel? Alright, clearly you didn't mean to come up. I don't know how long he thought. Keep self-soothing. Look, you're in the comment section because you realize you shit the bed. And it's sad that you're that fucking stupid.
Is perfect masculinity the same guy as toxic masculinity? Or are there two of those shitheads walking around?
I think they're the same people.
They're the same person, actually. Yes, that is toxic masculinity.
Are they? That wasn't toxic. That definitely was not toxic. No, he doesn't talk like that. I don't think that's the same.
You're right. Toxic doesn't use low IQ. That's true. You're right. It might be different people. But I definitely talked to him before. That's an all account of who I don't know. But it's definitely all account because I've encountered such fierce stupidity before. King of Knives, are you over the age of 18 and are you a believer?
Yeah.
Alright, God has terrible morals. How could you prove me wrong?
King of...
What? No. I know. I'm focused. Don't worry. Yo, Zeta mate. Hey, I saw you last live. How's it going? Like yesterday. Remember? When you cussed me out for no reason?
Why are you guys so lit? Let it go.
Is that why you came up?
No. I just saw it. No, I just saw it right now.
This is so weird.
No, I came all over your face. Just let my...
Wow.
This is so weird.
No, I came all over your face. Just let my clip go.
How do you break? What the fuck is going on?
Christ is king.
I'm here for that.
Christ is king.
That you think about her constantly.
He couldn't even sleep last night thinking about you still.
Somebody else laughed.
Remember when you cussed me out and dropped me? I went back.
Like, no, weirdo. You can. Zena, he's gifting the live in hopes that I will bring him back on the stage.
You can bring him up. I'm not offended. It's just weird.
It's weird, but he's not going to engage in the topic. He just wants you to, like, acknowledge him because he's a weirdo.
Notice me, son.
What's going on?
Like, you don't got nothing going on?
No.
Remember that time?
Like, remember that time?
If he's still talking about something from 24 hours ago, no. The answer is no.
Engage? Engage? What?
It's insane that these people think that we have them, like, locked into our head. I promise you, after I end the live, I don't think about people I've talked to.
I was just making a point, but I guess I went right over your head, didn't it?
Like, Jesus put it on his heart.
All you guys do is just make fun of people in your group. That's the...
But hey, like, if I curse you out,
You guys are cool on TikTok.
Just a failure.
What are we gonna do about it?
Well, have Jesus bring you back on the panel, King of Knives. All you guys do is make fun of people in your group. You guys are cool on TikTok. I'm actually cool outside of TikTok, too, as well.
I doubt it.
King of Knives. Weird. Like, you know what that means. Come on, bro.
Yeah, best throwing knifer in Call of Duty history. throwing knifer in Call of Duty history.
Too late.
I feel like he's a card game dealer or something.
Probably.
Credit cards.
Hi Zeno, thanks for the show. Sorry, I'm awake. I promise. I just overslept way too much. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Xavier. Hold on, everybody. Let's hear how this sounds. I'm going to go debate Christian Prince, a person I don't know and don't give a fuck about. Let me end my live and go debate him. Shut your bitch ass up.
Yeah,
Rain,
such a great
Christian
idea.
Prince.
Look me up on YouTube for 15 years. God bless.
What the fuck gotta be so sensitive for it? No, use your fucking brain. If he's such a great debater, have him come here.
He's using his Jesus wits. He's the
No,
best.
they want you to come here so they can they want you to go there so they can mute you and harass you. I made the mistake of joining a Christian live, and you know what his argument was? So he was like, "Oh, the Amalekites shouldn't have been punished. So you think black people shouldn't have got reparations?" And I'm like, "Well, I never said that. But if they were to get reparations, why would it be from people who aren't benefiting
Last chat
from,
9635. What are you
like
talking
children,
about, bro?
for example,
We
like
jacked.
the Amalekite children.
What you got?
Why would we make
What
them
you
pay
got
for
though?
anything? So then
Talking
he's like,
smack for
"Oh,
no
so you think
reason.
black people shouldn't get reparations?"
What
I
you
said,
got
"That's
on
not
your
what I said.
channel, bruh?
I said it's about who the reparations come from."
What you
And
got
that
on
was
your
me
channel,
giving him
bruh?
grace,
Let's
because
see.
the Amalekites weren't.
Can't even open it.
The Israelites weren't knocking on their door asking for money or reparations. They slew.
Bunch of weirdos on this freaking TikTok, man. Just kick you. Try to make a point and they kick you. That's funny. They don't get it, bro. They just don't get it.
Knocking on their door asking for money or reparations. They slew.
Bunch of weirdos on this freaking TikTok, man. Just kick you. Try to make a. What's this guy got? This guy got a lawnmower video. Lawnmower. Good old snapper. Bro, yo, talk smack when you got your face on YouTube.
It's all about the passion, bro. The passion of the Christ.
Gee, that's funny. Because I never heard of a muscle shirt before, I guess. This guy's living in like 1950s, bro. What you got for dinner, boy? What you got for dinner? Should have got a fork. Saladin. Saladin, 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 Saladin. Saladin, Saladin, din, 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 din. What we got today on the debates, these guys just bunch of haters. They think they're so cool. They have no one else to do. You got nothing better to do. You know what I mean? It's a freaking bullshit mentality.
Metaphorically, I can claim.
Jeez, bro. These guys, no one's freaking humble on this thing.
Yeah,
Where is God, bro? Jeez, that's crazy. Where is God is crazy. Yalla, I make this guy shish kebab. This guy have shampoo.
Alright, man. I got a couple people in the room at a time. Alright? And maybe the rest, y'all can like the live until we get the likes up, and then I'll start bringing other people up. King of Knives.
Shampoo.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's
How you
up? Good, man. You?
doing? I'm good. Are you Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu?
Yes.
King of Knives. I mean, I can't really guess, brother.
Oh well, that's just I'm just a gamer though.
You're just, okay, yep, you're just a gamer, okay. What the hell just happened?
No, I'm Christian though.
Hold on 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. But hold on, bro. They messing up my live already. What the hell did I do? Actually, hold on. I'll be right back, brother. I'm gonna restart the live.
Roger.
Mac and cheese.
As freely as you please.
Your job.
I know people do it, but I just...
They blow, unfortunately.
Yeah, the modal ontological argument. There's probably someone who knows better than me, but I think...
Yeah.
And walk out without a bill is one of the better things we can do here.
From the area where Jesus was born.
Wait. Save, wait. Listen what he's gonna do. Listen what he's gonna do.
I bought like a...
Donkey specifically evolved that loud bray to communicate within the desert. That's why their ears are that size. What?
Their ears are that size.
Hold up, wait, real quick. King, TikTok purposes, what's your age?
30.
Which one do you disagree with?
Let me take a look here. Okay, abortion is healthcare. I agree, but the only thing I don't like is when people just have like way too much like sex out of marriage and it gets too crazy.
Again, why do you think sex should be limited to marriage?
It's just for the family life to be the best possible chance.
Yeah, there's no scientific data that supports that.
Wow. Okay.
The nuclear family was originally intended as government propaganda, right?
No, but it takes two to make a baby.
And
babies come into existence because of that natural process. So it's very very deep.
Again, like the question was, why should it be limited to? Okay, so why should it be limited to marriage when there's no data that supports
because pretty much only bad things can happen with that lifestyle.
Again, there is no data that supports it unless you.
Yeah, actually getting STDs and having babies out of wedlock and way too much in debt.
STDs by just doing
no, when you have kids and when you're not ready for kids,
guess what? How do you get HPV?
Bro, you can get it from everything, bro. I'm just saying.
How do you get HPV? What's the transmission vector?
Bro, STDs, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, HPV is it's an STD. How do you get it?
Bro, I'm talking about all the other ones too. Why are you just talking about one? Why are you talking about one?
Because we're going down the list.
I don't know. Tell me.
Fluids.
Perfect.
Including saliva.
So that means that if you have a partner that has HPV, because it's in your saliva, because saliva is a fluid, you get HPV. Even if you don't have, like, penetrative relations.
I get that.
Okay, you want to know what was the main vector for STD? Okay, not for STDs. Okay, for AIDS.
Yeah, the LGBT community.
Nope.
What?
It was sharing needles.
Oh, you're right. I knew that actually. I just forgot about it. That's a good point. I know they demonized it. I know they did. I know they did.
You want to know what's the main vector for more strains of the herpes virus?
Say it again for a second.
You want to know what's one of the main transmissions for the herpes virus?
No.
Familial.
What's familial?
It's genetic. Mom passes it on to their offspring. So again, like having smets.
Yeah, but there's there's natural things, but there's things that like you go out of your way to get, and that's what I'm trying to say. I try to avoid that.
Nobody goes out of their way to get an STI or an STD, King.
They do. They just ignore the red flags.
They go openly to search sexually for that encounter.
Like
if they're having a night out, going to the bar or the club, I mean, they're susceptible.
But that's why you got to vet if you want to do it right way.
Hey, I'm just saying, there's a lot of hoes out there.
Yeah, and that's the problem, and that's the.
It's also not about gigolos too. Again, 70% of straight men have at least one STD, and they don't even know that they have it.
What's your point?
So again, like it's not about sex out of wedlock. It's about how you how you treat yourself when you engage in sexual actions.
Yeah, but if you just have one partner for life, there's no chance of getting anything for like.
You can still get them even when you're married.
Yeah, through other ways, but not through intercourse.
While you have a vow.
Yes, through intercourse.
Yes, through intercourse.
How can something just come out of nowhere? Other than HPV.
And herpes.
Other than that.
You can get AIDS specifically by sitting on a needle.
That we already know that. We already know that. Bro, you're picking two and you're trying to cover the whole blanket. It's not gonna work.
You can pick up herpes off of a toilet.
We know that. I'm talking about gonorrhea, syphilis, bro. Come on, man. There's way more.
And AIDS also. Toilets my entire life. And AIDS also. I worked in the oil field for 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the main topic. Abortion is healthcare, right? I understand there's certain situations where it needs to happen. Okay, when the mother is at risk, all right.
Which is throughout all of pregnancy.
Well, technically yes, but not in dire risk.
Yes.
So, but my point is that this new generation is just going too crazy, man.
This new generation.
Yes, and if you guys can't see it and you're like trying to prove it on paper, bro, just look out the window. Like this society's going downhill.
Let's look at the facts. The facts are
Limitless. This isn't an open panel.
Grant, we're talking about all topics here, so don't even say nothing.
27. I already answered host.
Okay, I wasn't able to hear. My bad. Do you have anything to say about the live topic, or you want to engage in the current conversation?
I wanted to engage in the current conversation. I run flow in conjunction with cause obligation.
We do need to get Joe's edge too.
If anybody wanted to press like my
Joe.
Joe's a troll. He tries to come on Scott's panel.
Limitless. Can we get your age, please?
Yes, ma'am. It's 36.
I was muting myself.
Okay, back to the current topic. So, what constitutes for you, King? What constitutes, like risk of the mother's? Would HG be? Would severe HG be? Would that constitute as life-threatening to you?
What's HG again?
HG is a very long. Hold on. I'll put it down in the comments.
He doesn't even know.
Well, I don't know everything, man. We're all learning here. Come on, man.
Dude, I know what it is. I just don't remember how to pronounce the fucking Latin name because it's a Latin name. Essentially, it is extremely severe morning sickness in which the mother can't hold down even liquids.
Talking about
No, that happens due to pregnancy. That's a very common thing.
I know.
Okay, no, not to this.
Specify that. Yeah.
Not to this extent, dude. You had some level of morning sickness that eventually goes away. HG does not go away.
Okay, but we're talking about like what constitutes an abortion, right?
Right.
But basically only
HG
it doesn't fall under no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. So with severe HG, because I had severe HG, I was almost under threat of having an NG. Do you know what an NG tube is?
No.
Okay, so an NG tube is a feeding tube, and they were actually talking about the feeding port. So I would basically be not eating through my mouth and my digestive system absorbing everything. It would literally go straight into my bloodstream because I could not eat. I could not hold down anything. I couldn't hold down water. I couldn't hold down my
For how long?
prenatal.
For how long?
For how long? 32 weeks. Until they
straight?
me. Yes,
just to be
found out about that early on.
But that's not normal. That's not a normal occurrence in pregnancy.
You didn't even say that. I was trying to say something. Storm, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was gonna say that technically HG it typically resolves by 20 weeks. So that's according to the ACOG. And now while there are going to be like certain severe cases, this is going to be like less than like I think 5% if I look it up again, according to the ACOG. And the ACOG is going to be the American Academy of Gynecology and Obstetricians. So this would just be like again like is like I just want to make sure is the proxy
Like it up,
that
share it
all
up.
abortion
Come on.
is going to be healthcare, or is this going to be like the less than 2% that would necessitate an abortion?
Snapped.
I mean, I'm just curious. So on the background, is it going?
I don't
Is
know
the
if she's
claim
cooking or
going to
not.
be that all abortion is going to be healthcare, or is it going to be less than the 2% that is medically necessary?
All abortion is healthcare.
What's the claim for that?
What's the argument for that?
Oh, sorry, yeah, argument. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta mute my mic. This girl's cooking low key though.
You have it on the prompt. She's asking you, what's your conversation on that?
No, this one girl's cooking right now. She's like, "Where's the source?" Like, she's basically saying like,
acknowledges it as healthcare. World Health
like
Organization also
healthcare
classifies it as
abortions are very
healthcare,
small
and
percentage
also
compared
fits
to
the
the ones that
medical
just have like
definition, what it
fornication.
means for health. Okay, for a
Bro,
procedure
these
to be
guys just want
healthcare.
fornication, bro. They just want fornication. That's all they got in their brain, bro. They love it, bro. They just love the lust, bro. They love the lust. That's all it is. That's what it is. They always want to deny it. You'll say that, they'll just deny it, bro.
Brother, come on.
Well, they can co-host if they want to.
Alright, whatever. Seems like some simple
Anyway,
shit
can you
to me.
tell us the rationale of why they describe it as healthcare? These various organizations?
Specifically, it fits the medical definition for what it means to be healthcare. Which
What is that?
I was trying to get there. Which entails,
Who is this guy,
but
bro?
is not limited to increasing the likelihood.
This guy's smart, low-key smart, but he's
For medical needs for a patient, in addition to increasing the well-being and health of the patient, as well as when granted access in of itself decreases the amount how a potential harm as well as the amount of potential hold on, words are hard. Potential abnormalities for a patient.
I don't know what this guy's doing. He's like,
Okay, just to be clear, do you think that
I didn't really get what he was saying.
it was a case that things like lobotomies were also
Oh shit.
healthcare?
Labot.
For the relevance of lobotomy.
Because one time it's described as healthcare, but it's not anymore. So
Ooh,
sometimes
burn.
what is or isn't healthcare can change.
Got him.
Yeah, I grant that.
I got that.
This
That's all I
is an
do.
effective form of healthcare.
I'm muted right now.
Lobotomies are not an effective form of healthcare.
Yeah, but at one time they were considered that way.
They were considered from a
Okay, yo, this guy says skips okay because he's stuck.
It's also inception.
Yeah, but that's how abortion
I am not done. Also, in addition to that, the
Graham,
original
this is
form of
jokes.
lobotomy was not the procedure that was practiced widespread across the Western civilization all the way up through the 1950s.
I think this guy has a speech
abortion was
impediment.
also
I think.
contested widely, just like lobotomies.
Again, specifically, is the original procedure for abortion the same? Same throughout. With its inception.
Yeah, he has Tourette's.
No, just like a lobotomies,
He
it's
has
different.
Tourette's.
Well, it's not even that; it's different. The procedures were completely different. Also, one of them didn't even meet the didn't even meet the ethic boards.
Okay, so it met the ethic boards in the 1950s. They had to go through and scrutinize people who were going to get them.
Hold on, just to be clear, if it was going to be within law, right? It had to meet ethical guidelines in order to be practiced within medicine. So yes, this was at one time going to be ethical, unless you can give me a source that states otherwise. But everything I've looked up from research has stated that this was completely
I'm
ethical.
about to get on caught in like 2.2 seconds.
Back in I think in the 50s, 60s, and even 40s, and before that. So I'm just trying to figure out.
This girl's cooking though, low key.
The procedure that was more widely known and what it was
I gotta not laugh, bro. When I get on.
Can you give me a source for that, please?
I gladly can. Also, hey Jess, I'm going to give it up to you because this is your topic.
Okay, I'm gonna start saying okay, watch.
Yeah, so they're like just debating. They're actually pro-choice.
No, Storm is actually pro-life.
Yeah, Storm is, but like I'm talking about Brie.
I'm pro-life.
Storm is running causal and flow.
Inflow?
Oh, okay,
Influx.
cool. So you're talking about this not from the perspective of it being healthcare, but from like
How's the audio? How's the audio going? Loud, clear?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to stay. I kind of was interested in like the pragmatic argument though that everybody else was kind of
Let's see
giving.
what she's saying on her profile.
But yeah, I can run normative with it, but it was kind of interesting because that was the topic was going to be
People
healthcare.
videos,
It's good to talk about
fasting
pragmatic sometimes
parents,
too. I find that interesting.
working like
Yeah, I know. I mean, I seem like I feel like I debate normatives a lot, so it's kind of fun to
Yo, here, I'm gonna cook right here, Graham. I'm gonna cook right here.
So what's your definition of healthcare?
My definition of healthcare? I mean, like, I could use, like, my own, like, do you want me to just use my own personal or just, like...
Yeah, what do you define healthcare to be?
Yeah, so I just define it as it's going to be the
Yo, Grant, can you hear me good? Message me.
And management of illnesses, diseases, injuries, etc. Yeah.
Okay. Would you say that we have substantial evidence to suggest that pregnancy causes non-optional medical risks and great bodily harm?
Yeah, I think there are certain situations. Just to be clear, like, I do give the medical exception prior to viability.
I don't know what she said there.
Wait, hold on. Prior to viability? So you're saying prior to 25 weeks?
Prior to 24.
Okay. So your problem is after?
Is it Australian?
Okay, so you value sentience then?
Yo, what's up, Drip?
I value sentience. Well, I kind of like it. I value it in conjunction with.
What's up, chat? Like it up, share it up. Come on, baby. King of Knives is back, bro. We're gonna get the avatar going. This guy's gonna be live. This guy's gonna be like this.
Like, for example,
this guy's gonna be moving, bro.
Like
this.
Let's say that they're never going to have like actualized flow again. That I would say to be like ever, right? I would say it's permissible. For us to do whatever necessary.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Because a lot of people who run flow just like don't really care about the viability thing. Yeah. So, with the answer that you're saying about that we have substantial evidence that all throughout 9 months of pregnancy, that non-optional medical risk and great bodily harm occur outside of the life of the mother to what normal people consider being a substantial risk of maternal mortality. Do you think that does exist? Like, do you think that we do have substantial evidence to suggest that?
Yeah, sure. Like, I would grant, like, within this that there's going to be some things that are going to cause great bodily harm or injury to the mother, or even, like, a fatality. But I would say that the statistics that I've learned, a lot of this is actually going to be detrimental to the actual fetus themselves. We know that statistically speaking, fetuses are typically the ones to pass away during pregnancy versus the mother. But I would say that I would grant... Sorry, you moved. There we go. Okay, yeah. So, but again, like after the fact of viability, I wouldn't say it's permissible for us to then, like lethally terminate. And just to be clear, my definition of abortion is going to be the lethal termination, obviously of the fetus. So, and we know that according to the ACOG, this is going to usually be typically prior to 20 weeks gestation or prior to viability. But yeah, I don't think there's a medical reason to have an abortion post viability.
Okay. No, it's interesting that you're clarifying the post-viability part, because then your sense comes more from the normative perspective rather than the pragmatic, because you're differentiating fetuses that have the capacity to survive versus the ones that don't. So you're basically saying that if they are not viable outside of the womb, they have less moral value than the ones that are. Pretty much.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Well, yeah, because you're
this is called reality
TV,
buddy.
So you're saying that you don't believe in it at some point, but what's the differentiation between?
No, I think that's just like a presupposition on my view, or so
presup.
Yeah, so again, like I still grant moral consideration for the fetus, like pre-viability, but if there's going to be like a serious issue with the mother, and I also want to be clear that, like for example, like let's say that the mother has a severe condition, like let's say that she's 12 weeks and she gets like eclampsia, right? Again, like we know that the only cure for eclampsia is going to be removal of the fetus, and again, I don't think this would be like a decision, or like I don't think that this would be something that the mother would would intuitively want. This is just going to be something that would
I'm just
be
waiting my
necessary.
turn.
And there's not going to
Yeah,
be like
yeah,
any.
I will. I promise. I gotta
Sorry,
stay
I'm
on
trying
one
to think.
topic.
There's not going to be any kind of like.
These guys hate when you jump.
Goodness, I can't even think of the word. Sorry. Having a complete brain fog right now, but there's not going to be any like choice on her part to forcefully or want to terminate her own child. So if it's gonna be the case that the mother is going to like unalive, right?
How's the audio, Grant? Good?
Then I would think that it'd be permissible under my view.
Yeah, exactly. So you're sort of holding this belief, like it all comes back to the normative belief, because you're basically saying that if it gets to the point where this sentient being, aka the mother, is going to unalive, then all of a sudden her life is worth more, because the logical argument would be that, and it would just be crazy to suggest that non-sentient being, what that's what he's saying, after viability or after they have the neurological structures to have sentience. And I just want to know the symmetry. I just want to know the symmetry breaker between what makes something all of a sudden more morally, in your view, more morally valid after a certain point. What's the difference between when it is and isn't healthcare? Even if the risks are still the same.
Yeah, sure. So I just take it to be the case that, like, prior to viability, if it's going to be where the mother is in a very dire situation, that the fetus would no longer have this flow, right? Essentially, because the mother would have to be the one carrying this child to viability or full term in order for it to have this like volition of flow. So I just think it'd be the case that it no longer would have this flow. Therefore, removal would be permissible under my view. And I would also like to say that, it would also be the case that since I weren't in this in conjunction with like sentience, that the entity is not going to have like actualization of sentience. Therefore, it'd be permissible. Now, post viability, it's not just the case that there's like sentience, but we know that this being does have a flow. But I would say that like it kind of goes back to the pragmatics and what ACOG states is that it would be safer to have a C-section or an induction.
I didn't hear it the first time. I would have said it.
And alive, whole, and intact versus having a
I
lethal
wonder why you
abortion,
said
which typically
ACOG.
takes around 2 to
What
3
the frick
days
is
in the late
ACOG
second
mean,
trimester,
Grant?
early third trimester, which could be more dangerous for the mother. So I just find it to be more intuitive that we should be removing the fetus alive, whole, and intact via C-section or induction post viability.
Yeah, so your preference is just not opting for non-lethal abortions after
Well, I already
viability?
told you that.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? So who's performing the procedures and diagnosing that this is medically necessary is healthcare professionals who have degrees in these fields.
Oh,
it's
wow.
also widely accepted that it is healthcare.
He's got a degree, bro. He's an educated idiot.
So
hold on, I just want to make it clear. I agree that it's healthcare. I think that the less than 2.5%, I believe, that would necessitate an abortion is healthcare. But I don't think that the elective procedures where there's healthy mother, healthy baby, 2 consenting adults is not healthcare in my view, right? Like for example, if you think that if I feel like a woman that doesn't have like any like medical reasons to get an abortion, that's not really medical under my view. So,
but you accepted that, or granted rather, that there would always be non-optional medical risks and great bodily harm, regardless if they were the most healthy pregnant woman in the world.
These guys are defending abortion to their very end.
Still happen. Like that, it just comes with pregnancy. Like your organs will always be shifted. You'll always carry some degree of change within your body, which causes.
These guys are defending abortion to their very dire
I
end,
don't
bro.
think that would be true. Yeah, I don't think that like post.
They're saying basically what they're saying is like,
after the 18 months.
oh,
I think there's possibilities
educated
that there could be,
professionals know
some
more
kind of
than you,
injury that could
so you should
entail,
just shut the fuck up.
Like further than this, but I don't think that it's going to
That's
be the
basically
case.
what they're
It's going
saying.
to happen the majority of the time. And again, I don't want to plead to the majority, but we know
And
that
90% of the time, they do cuss you out.
I mean, women are getting pregnant.
And I don't care about it
choosing to
either.
get pregnant.
Just like the last girl. I said,
you
yeah,
know,
thanks for
have
cussing me out. They
multiple
kicked me
children.
ASAP
I mean,
because a
like,
bunch
if
of
this is
shish
gonna be the
kebabber
case that,
with their bullshit
it was so
mentality.
harmful, right? I don't think that women would be reproducing at the rate that we are currently or even like previously. So, yeah, I just don't think that'd be the case.
I mean, quite literally that it has reduced because of that, because we're all becoming more educated.
No, I don't think that's. I don't think that was the issue. Yeah, I don't think that's the reason why we've had a reduction
within society in regards to women's education on their own health. Not to mention the fact that it actually
I'm gonna chime
the
in
whole
this
point of
mug,
it
bro.
is that it's consent. So if you consent to having schmecks to get pregnant,
Schmecks.
there's
Schmecks.
also the knowledge that of these side effects, right? So women who get pregnant because they want a child acknowledge these things as well because they want to have a child, right? If they didn't want to go through those things, there would be alternative options. Like for myself, I'm unsure if I want to get pregnant, but I know I want children. So a lot of women don't actually.
I don't do anecdotals. Yeah, I don't do anecdotals. Just to be clear, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Also real quick, for the source not storm, the Indiana Medical Museum also gives a list of details on the procedure, how it was originally done, specifically by Dr. Antonio Argaz Moniz, and the more widely known procedure that was done by Dr. Walter Freeman.
It'll make me laugh and choke on my cheese.
Procedures.
It'll make me choke on the spicy cheese.
I understand that, but I'm looking for a source that would specifically say that.
I told you this year we're gonna pop
it
off,
was
bro.
unethical,
They're gonna bring the biggest boys they got, and I'm gonna shish kebab them all live with straight up morality and logic, not just so much textbook here and there, but actually just fucking common sense, bro. Let's just bring the common sense back to people, bro, because their heads are crazy, and I told them this generation is messed up, bro, and they're fucking saying no and they're fucking lying. Bro.
Practice laboratory or doctor's office. Also, in addition to that, his partner Dr. Watts also even said that it was unethical and it was disgusting.
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
Yeah, but that wasn't that was post, right? That wasn't during.
Like it up.
No, the procedure that is done by Dr. Freeman and the procedure that
see,
is done
doctor
by
this, doctor that, this professional that, this, that. They're trusting these guys, bro. All they're doing is trusting medical professionals. Bro, I'm about to shush kebab right here.
Yeah, so I just want to
Can I chime in?
Yeah, go ahead.
So a lot of your argument is medical professionals and stuff like that, and I understand we should listen to people who know more than us. But remember, the big pharma industry is making a lot of people sick, and you have to consider on a grand scale that all healthcare is not 100% like perfect. Especially the pharmaceutical drugs that give you so many side effects, like all the commercials, this, that, and whatever. Bro, they have way too many one of those, and it hurts a lot of people. And we have a natural thing.
So do you think abortion is solely a U.S. problem?
No.
That's what I was just going to say. In Canada, we used to have lobotomies, and they were done at the hospital, and you had to go through a medical review board of several doctors. And it was approved and was done in the surgical room through
the question was, is it Dr. Walter Freeman procedure or was it Moniz?
In Canada?
Procedure?
It wasn't Dr. Walter in Canada.
I never asked that question.
And it went through a whole, you had to get the lobotomy, you had to be approved through a whole team of physicians.
Is it Walter Freeman's procedure or is it Moniz's procedure?
Yeah, but the point is you said it wasn't done in the hospital. It was done at the hospital here.
I specifically said Walter Freeman's.
So that's just descriptive. It doesn't change the practice.
It kind of does.
Okay, so are you fine with any type of lobotomy happening?
Hold on, Bree, because real quick, I already deemed lobotomies to be unethical and evil.
All right.
Why are you contesting between two different kinds if they're all unethical?
Because the claim that was being made, that I made originally, was that the procedure that was being done, that was widely well known, and that was done in the 40s and 50s, is not the same procedure that was originally done.
Okay, well, why are you? So what does that matter? That's descriptive. Why does it matter prescriptively if all of them are unethical?
The whole point was that wasn't the argument. I already deemed it as unethical.
Okay, so all of them are unethical, and they shouldn't have happened.
I agree.
Okay, so then we can sometimes.
The whole point was that there was just two different procedures.
Okay, so any procedure is unethical in the way of lobotomies.
What up, Art? Were you introduced?
No.
How old are you for TikTok purposes?
21.
Yeah, do you disagree with any of the topics, or are you interested in the conversation being had?
I don't think abortion's healthcare.
Okay, so you're interested in the conversation. In the current conversation. So again, Bree, like I said, it was only addressing the claim that I originally made, and when I was asked for a source, again, give out the source detailing how there are two different procedures. I already deemed it as unethical. So if I may, can we please continue with the previous conversation in regards to abortion?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. Storm, you agree or disagree that there are non-optional medical risks and great bodily harm? Yes or no?
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? I was talking to my son.
Yeah, so you agree or disagree?
I'm muting my mic, but they stopped talking to me.
When it comes to pregnancy.
They just ignored me there.
Yeah,
I was talking about medical professionals, big pharma, and then they had no answer.
Have great bodily harm during pregnancy, but I don't think this would be happening quite often. And you can actually look at the statistics on this, and I can pull it up.
Okay, so it does depend on.
Bro, these guys are talking semantics. I'm getting to the facts. They just keep cutting me off.
What do you define as great bodily harm?
Like, do you want me to give me like a diagnosis or?
No. Like, when I say great bodily harm, what do you think I mean?
I don't know. I mean, like, I would just think of like some kind of like injury, I guess. But I think that it depends on if it was going to be long term or not.
Okay, yeah. So that's not the definition of great bodily harm. That's all.
Well, I mean, you didn't ask me for the actual definition.
She's gonna be like, oh, just because this shares some aspects of the other part, it's like it applies to it all. You know, that's why abortion is an umbrella, no matter what the cause. It's just bullshit, bro. You're just making some bullshit up.
I just told you that if
just because basically they're saying like just because going through childbirth is hard and having pregnancy is hard, it's the same as like. It's like the same as like just aborting it because it's too hard, or like I don't know. They're making some fucking bullshit up, bro. It's like they want to like put a okay. This is what they want to do. They want to put normal healthcare abortion under the same umbrella as like fornication abortion, and they want to say both is okay, but like only one is okay. So that's what they're doing.
Well, obviously they would have to move upward.
But they want to say both is okay because they want to live their simple life with multiple partners throughout their life and getting all this garbage in their life. Bro, like ask anybody who is a fuckboy, bro, deep down. They feel like shit, and
I don't think this is going to be very
and
common.
they have a darkened heart, man. If you're a true fuckboy or fuckgirl, like you're just like it's fucked up.
I mean, you
exactly. So if every pregnant woman has her organs shifted, can you please tell me how many women of
like
those?
Seriously, all those people are super lustful and have freaking a darkened heart. They don't care about nobody, but just like the one thing.
I mean, yeah, we can go into the statistics, but what I'm trying
they
to
have
say
a life,
is that
their hearts,
you're conceding to the idea that the organ shift happens, and the side
obviously, I'm
effects
not
of
going to
that
deny
happening.
I'm getting bored, bro. They're not engaging me.
Well, I mean,
I'm not going to deny like biology. This is just going to be true. This is going to be like a biological process that would happen for all pregnant women. But I'm looking now.
Exactly.
Since all women have to go through this, since all women have to go through this. Since all women have to go through this organ shift, this doesn't entail like great bodily harm. And now again, like unless you want to give me a source for that this would be common amongst women.
Yeah. So are we talking about biology still? Because you're saying that will always happen, or that's common amongst women, but you already conceded to the idea that it does happen for every.
Well, obviously we know that if the uterus is growing. The fetus. Okay, I will. If the uterus is growing and it's moving upward, obviously it needs to make space for the baby. Therefore, the organs would have to move up, mostly like in the upper abdominal cavity. We would agree with this. This is just going to be like biological.
Right. So there's cardiovascular strain.
Bro, they're just talking about nonsense right now.
Right, but this isn't going to be like forever. Like this isn't common. Sorry, I was gonna...
No. You just conceded that organ shift happens, therefore guaranteed cardiovascular strain is going to happen.
Well, that's not what I said at all.
You said organ displacement.
I said that organ shifts obviously will move up. This is going to be a natural biological process, but I'm not saying that this is going to cause great bodily harm, nor am I saying this is going to cause injury or stress upon the woman's heart.
The cardiovascular strain is not going to happen.
Yes.
Wait, she doesn't have to commit to saying that it's not going to happen. You put words in her mouth, said that she agreed that it was going to happen, and now you're saying, okay, so you don't think it's going to happen. If the inference you're making is that the shift of your organs...
Hold on. It's kind of weird that you just interjected and stopped her from talking as well.
I'm just trying to clarify because you put words in her mouth after she got done talking to her child. So, I mean,
so did everyone else hear her say that she agrees that she's not going to disagree with science and biology, that organ shift does happen?
But she didn't agree that that there was a cardiovascular health risk when
But she says she agrees with science and biology.
Okay, well,
I'm
do you
confused.
have a source that shows that the movement of your organs leads to cardiovascular stress?
Yeah, so the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, it talks about the changes in pregnancy, and including the cardiovascular.
Dude, please stop interrupting.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking for the study. I want to look it up while she's talking about it.
Yeah, so I can put the DIY in the comments if you want. They'll make it easier.
Wonderful, thank you.
Um,
But I did want to point out, I mean, it's not fair to put words in her mouth and then force her to take a negating position.
Yeah, I didn't put any words in her mouth. She did say she agrees with biology and science, so I'm kind of confused where you got that from.
No, okay,
Yeah,
okay, maybe I can clarify. She said that she agrees that organs shift, and you said, okay, so you agree that organs shift and put stress on your heart, or puts stress on your cardiovascular system. But she didn't agree to the second part. She only agreed to the first part.
Okay, so essentially she believes in biology and science to an extent. Because, yeah, like, it's a bit confusing. You're saying that I believe this one thing happens, but it doesn't cause this other thing. So I believe organ shift.
That's not what I said. I said that it could happen. Obviously, we know that during pregnancy, there's going to be some kind of stress upon the heart. And this doesn't happen just because of the organ shifting. This can also happen because we know during pregnancy, there's going to be more blood flow in the heart, right? But I'm saying that this isn't, this is going to be treated with, medication. This isn't going to cause, great bodily harm for every woman. And I think this is going to be, a natural biological process that the woman, the woman's body is able to maintain. So again, you claiming that I'm saying that this is going to cause great bodily harm or cardiovascular issues or stress is again, you are putting words in my mouth, and I never stated that. And I said, and again, I'm looking at the ACOG right now, and it says that it's a potential, right? It's potentially leading to some cardiovascular stress, according to the ACOG. But it says that cardiovascular changes in stress during pregnancy are normal and include increased blood volume, cardiac output, and heart rate. So again, it doesn't even really even mention it's not even mentioning the pressure surrounding on the organs. It's just saying this is going to be a normal process of pregnancy, and this isn't going to be harmful every time. So that's what I would agree with, and that's what the ACOG says.
Jess?
Wait, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool. No, I was just trying to get the source for court as well. Can you give me 1 second? I'll provide the source for both of you.
I'm reading an NIH study currently. You don't have to.
Okay, fine. Can you repeat what the last thing that you said was?
Yeah, I said that this isn't going to entail that it's going to be possible that the surrounding organs could possibly potentially lead to some cardiovascular stress, but this wouldn't warrant an abortion. And it also says that according to the ACOG, cardiovascular changes and stress during pregnancy are normal and include increased blood volume, cardiac output, and heart rate. So again, and usually when we talk about cardiovascular stress, this is typically going to be due to high blood pressure issues, and typically this is going to be treated at home with things like baby aspirin, which is going to be a blood thinner in order to reduce some of the blood flow that's happening through the heart, as well as at home magnesium that you can take it's a vitamin, and there's also other things as well. So and sometimes they may prescribe
professionals would be
labetalol.
prescribing the medication to assist them with something that is happening. So undo the definition.
Hold on, just to be clear, I said that if this was the case. Well, I didn't say. Hold on, just to be clear, I never said that pregnancy wasn't medical. Didn't require medical action. I never said that, just to be clear. But you actually don't need to in the United States, but it's recommended highly. But yeah, if there was an issue for high blood pressure, they would usually recommend labetalol, which is going to be a blood pressure medication in conjunction with the baby aspirin and magnesium.
Okay, yeah, so this is something that we should infringe on somebody's right, whether or not they want to take medication that has side effects.
hold on. Yeah, like it could be the case that this person maybe not want to. Like there's like medication is going to be part like a normal part of life. I'm not saying this is going to be like an infringement of right, and you claim that this is you say that you saying that I would have to like would enforce this. This would just be incorrect and a presupposition on my view. But I think that like it's almost like it's almost like saying when you go to the doctor and you get like I don't know like diagnosed with
You
strep
still
throat,
watching?
like they would recommend taking antibiotics, right? So that would that also be like an infringement?
You're just trying to justify abortion for like every inconvenience.
Like bodily
Yeah,
autonomy,
that's
so
what it
the
is.
bodily integrity.
You're justifying
Well, that'd be
abortion for every inconvenience.
Pretty much the same view.
Not really. Yeah, so of course a doctor can suggest that you do something, but here's the catch. You actually don't need to take medication if you go rid of the source of the problem, which is also addressing their medical needs. So they're addressing their medical needs by providing them medication, which we already agreed on, but they don't have to take this medication. That's fine.
Hold on, just to be clear, like, would you also agree that during pregnancy, even post like abortion care, as well as like post birth, there's going to be like medical like situations that occur after the fact, even when you don't have a fetus in utero, correct?
Exactly. That's the third kind of
Great.
healthcare.
So would that also be now that the fetus is out? Would that still be like would that still be like inducing? Stop spamming the comments. Would that also be inducing some kind of like bodily integrity issue?
Well, I mean, the fetus no longer is dependent on the mother, as well as the fact that tertiary prevention involves minimizing damage whilst it is currently occurring or continuing any damage that is occurring. So once the fetus is born, the main... Well, if I can finish, once the child is born,
Justifying
right,
abortion for every inconvenience.
It's all about post
Note 1.
harm, right? So it's like the side effect aspect of it. You're not going to what you consider unaliving
That's what they're
baby
doing.
because the baby is not inside you causing the direct harm anymore. It's the side effects of that baby and that pregnancy. So they'd be addressing your medical needs after that, and that's why tertiary prevention and reducing the long-term harm or disability of pregnancy is within the healthcare system.
But I'm wondering like but again like we could agree that no matter like if you are like even if you're I don't know, you get an abortion at 6 weeks, there's going to be like some kind of like postpartum care or post-abortive care that would necessitate this woman to possibly take medications, even as simple as like I don't know, Tylenol, ibuprofen to help like the cramps. So again, like this would still like what I'm trying to explain is that there's still going to be like insurance of some kind of like medication, right, that would be recommended to the woman. Either this is going to happen like it doesn't matter if this happens like post-abortion, post-birth, or during birth.
Bro, these guys are just
during pregnancy. This is still going
they
to
get mad and you interrupt.
Yeah, exactly. That's why medical professionals would need to address those needs, and one form of addressing those needs is abortion or removing the cause of the problem.
Okay.
So in any way, like antibiotics would be removing the infection, and if the fetus is causing the illness or harm, they would be removing the fetus as a form of treating it.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. So, what would require an abortion? And also, Court did have a question, like, or have me wanted to ask you a question, but if this was like, if there's gonna be like cardiovascular issues, like at 25 weeks, is AB preferable as of like other treatments?
I mean, yeah, so any kind of medical need that you want to address, which may not be distinct to something that is, I guess, relevant. So let's say, for example, you got a cold and you're like, I'm fine. Like, I don't care. I don't need antibiotics or whatever. But I'm like, I really don't want to deal with this. I need antibiotics. I have the choice to go to a doctor and seek medical help. And you have the choice not to go to a doctor and not seek medical help. In the same way that if I don't want to experience the harmful, inducing, ongoing effects of pregnancy, then I can go to the doctor and receive medical intervention.
But why would this require like a lethal abortion? Why can't we just like have a C-section, a cesarean, and remove the baby alive, whole and intact?
Because that still causes harm.
What?
Yeah, cesarean still causes harm. It's major.
Okay, fine. Like, why don't we just do an induction then?
That's kind of how most abortions happen.
Yeah. So, just to be clear, you're talking about like a lethal abortion?
Yeah, so to say that we would do an induction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prior to viability.
I'm just curious.
That's kind of it.
Curious. Instead of like sticking the baby's heart with like digoxin, right? And allowing them to like pass away like in utero. Why can't it just be the case that the mother has like an induction to remove the fetus while alive, whole and intact? If it's going to be the same procedure to remove the fetus.
Yeah, because the difference is you're removing the fetus in a way that doesn't cause existential damage to the mother. So you're saying after.
Hold on, you're saying that induction.
Dude, let her speak, please.
No, it's a struggle. I know. Yeah, so you're essentially saying that we should just induce because it would cause less harm. So you want to induce, but you want the baby to live. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like pressing your view on this, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So you would be saying that you would go to a medical professional, say that you want to be induced, and you, like, because you want the fetus to no longer be inside you.
Well, this wouldn't be like pressing my view. You said you had made a claim that like, in order to stop like further harm happening to the woman, then we should do like some kind of removal. So I'm asking you, why can't it be the case? You're saying that lethal abortion would somehow be better for the mother, but I'm wondering if the procedure is going to be the same. How is this the case?
Well, yeah, the reason I'm asking is purely because I don't want to misrepresent your view again or put words in your mouth. So I'm trying to ask clarifying questions before I make a claim of something that you said. But if you don't want me to do that and continue to make assumptions, I'll definitely go ahead.
I just want to be clear. I'm wondering because I just want to be clear. How does injecting lidocaine in utero and then digoxin in utero and then just allowing the baby to pass away, and again this would take around like 2 to 3 days because it can take a while for the baby to pass away after this procedure, and then have an induction versus having like an induction that would entail like alive, whole and intact. How would this be like safer for the mother if removal is going to be the same besides the death part?
Yeah, because in the same way that all medications and treatment of something that causes great bodily harm always have symptoms or side effects, for example, chemotherapy is always going to still be harmful, but it's about reduction of harm in the long term. This is why it would be more beneficial, because if you think about it like this, if you try and induce at 26 weeks, there is the continuation of the fetus within the NICU, which is the responsibility of the mother.
Well, she can pass the obligation to somebody else. Yeah, go ahead, Court.
I just want to clarify that, okay, if there's two kind of points that I'd like to ask about. The first one being, okay, say that we take Storm's method and we induce the we induce the woman so that she gives birth early at this 25-week mark. Do you think that if she could safely carry the pregnancy by using an alternative treatment method to treat the cardiovascular issues, say taking baby aspirin or Tylenol or some other form of a medication, and she can carry the pregnancy safely, do you think that that is preferable to her having the early term delivery, or do you think that they're about equal?
Yeah, so I already sort of answered this with my analogy. If I had a cold and I said that I could deal with it, and I didn't want, I'm still speaking.
I'm sorry. I did appreciate the analogy. It's just that I don't think that it clearly answered the question. I'm just curious. Can you clearly answer the question? Yes, it's preferable for her to have an alternative treatment option, or it's about equal. Whether or not
so the preferability is not up to me. It's dependent on the person. However, they prefer addressing their medical needs or what they want to do. That's their choice. If they want to take medication, they can take medication. If they no longer want to have the symptoms and side effects to that degree and take that option, that's why doctors give you multiple kinds of medications and different treatments that you can try.
I mean, when it comes to other people's healthcare, you don't have any preferences at all, right? I think that's kind of weird. Okay, if my friend Art came to me and said, Court, I'm severely depressed and I have two options. I can take this pill that'll stop me from being severely depressed, or I could get a lobotomy and that'll stop me from being severely depressed. But I think I'm going to choose the lobotomy because I don't want to have to take medication. I mean, I think that it's reasonable for me to, prefer that he takes the medication. And I think it would also be reasonable that you prefer for somebody else to do something. I'm not asking what you'd enforce. I'm just asking if there's a preference.
Yeah, so this is the thing. You're comparing a lobotomy, which is no longer accepted in the medical field, as something that would be realistically prescribed to a patient with depression as an option. So my first question wouldn't be you should have a lobotomy, or why do you want a lobotomy? It would be why, as a medical professional, prescribe lobotomies for depression.
Okay, we could just use another example. If he said I could have my hypothalamus removed, or I could get on this medication, or I could have a corpus callosum, or I could get on this medication, right? I mean, I think that it's perfectly reasonable for me to prefer that Art takes the medication as opposed to permanently damaging something.
Yeah, sure, but preference doesn't equal the right to
I'm not
enforce
asking. Yes, I'm not asking if you would enforce it. Again, I'm just asking if you have a preference between her having an induction of labor or her getting on medication.
It's not even a preference. It's just what works for Jess's body. That's not really a fair question.
I don't really care what somebody else does for
I
their
just
medical
explained
need.
why you can prefer different things regarding other people's healthcare.
I prefer people to get vaccinated. Does that mean I'm going to hold people down and to get vaccinated? No, it's their body.
So you do have a preference when it comes to people's healthcare decisions. You prefer that they get vaccinated. Now, I'm not saying we should force women to do anything. I'm not asking you to force anybody to do anything. I'm not asking you what you would enforce at all. I'm just asking if you have a preference. And you've displayed that you're capable of having preferences regarding other people's healthcare. So I don't think that the question is that hard to answer.
Yeah, obviously, I'm okay with saying, preferences when it comes to what I think, not what I say. So if somebody comes to me and says, what should I, do between these two preferences, I can think of an option that they should do or what I think they should do. But I'm not going to openly say, you should do this. Because
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you if you have a preference regarding, just say that there's a stranger, okay? And the stranger isn't asking you, but you're aware of their treatment options. Their treatment options are to either deliver the fetus preterm at 25 weeks or take a pill that will stop the cardiovascular issues. Do you have a preference on which option they choose?
No, they can do whatever they want.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's a clear answer to the question. Now, is the fetus considered what's so all?
That's what she's been saying the whole time.
I know.
I'm sorry, I'm
speaking. It's an issue for these people.
Yeah. So is the fetus considered whatsoever within your position?
You mean morally?
Well, do you consider their well-being in any way?
To come first over the mother? No.
No, not to come first over the mother. Do you consider their well-being in any way?
If the mother considers their well-being, sure.
So if there's some woman who doesn't consider the well-being of her fetus and it's 35 weeks and she wants to have an abortion at 35 weeks, do you think that that's okay?
It's not something I can speak on.
What do you mean it's not something you can speak on? Abortion is on the topic board.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. It's between a woman and her healthcare professional. I'm not a healthcare.
This is a really great way of
Can I chime in? Can I chime in?
You don't have a preference whatsoever on if women have lethal terminations of pregnancies at 35 weeks gestation?
Yeah, so it'd be logically inconsistent for me to say that abortion is healthcare, and then I'd be like, some abortion is healthcare based on my preference.
That's not what I'm asking you. It could be that it's healthcare.
It quite literally
is. That it's okay, right? The same way that back in the 50s, lobotomies were healthcare, but we think that that's bad now. Okay, the question is just really simple. Do you care? Do you have any preference? Do you have any preference regarding women having lethal terminations of pregnancies at 35 weeks gestation?
No.
Okay, so if I wanted to go kill my fetus at 35 weeks, that would be totally okay to you?
Oh, and that's the terminology that you use.
All right, if I want to have a lethal termination of pregnancy, which means that the pregnancy ends in the death of the fetus, at 35 weeks, that would be okay with you?
Yeah, if it's prescribed by a medical professional.
Yeah.
Is that all you care about as a medical professional? No, this is funny because
that's why the funny thing is see how the topic is abortion is healthcare. Storm wanted to discuss pragmatically, not normatively. Which is funny because we keep slipping into normative.
Well, the reason that I asked you about your preference, to be clear, is because, I mean, the risk to the fetus's life at 25 weeks, first, it's incredibly high. Second, even if we took Storm's view and we said, okay, she should be permitted a non-lethal termination, so something like an induction of labor or a C-section, okay, the risk to the fetus is still incredibly high. It is very likely to develop some sort of disability or have, vital organs not developed properly. And given the risk to the fetus, it seems like if a medication is there as an alternative option and that medication will treat the problem, then the medication should be preferred over the fetus. And this is a pragmatic issue I have. This isn't a normative issue. I think that pragmatically, we shouldn't allow for non-lethal terminations of pregnancy this early on for things that have alternative methods of treatment that are equally as successful. And so in the cardiovascular...
You have a different view entirely from Storm then.
That's fine. In the cardiovascular issue, but I'm asking you because it seems like you were saying, okay, well, a lethal termination would be fine, but I would be fine with either. And I don't think that Storm actually holds this view. I think she gave it to you as an alternative. But regardless, if there is something that could be treated perfectly fine, that could be treated equally with medication as with a termination of the pregnancy, and the termination of the pregnancy would result, or is very likely to result, in disability to the fetus, then we should prefer the method that doesn't end in disability to the fetus. We should prefer the method that will equally treat the disorder or the symptom without harming anyone. I think that's incredibly clear.
You know how you prevent disability to the fetus?
By continuing the pregnancy and delivering
by abortion.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so we should just unalive them. Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. It's not pragmatic at all because you believe it's
Jess,
the life aspect of it.
I just wanted to say what Court is trying to say. Like, if we have, it's just been shown that children that's been born like prematurely around 25, 26 weeks, they can get higher risks of things like cerebral palsy. But this isn't going to be like a horrible
heart and lung development.
Exactly. So there's just different things like that. But this is but prior to this, the fetus is completely healthy.
Right. The fetus is healthy. The mother could easily be brought back to optimal health within pregnancy through some medication. And your view says, okay, I really don't care what the mother does. The mother could unalive her fetus, could have a lethal termination of the pregnancy at 35 weeks gestation. And I think that's ridiculous. As long as her doctor agrees.
So it's all about your feelings, which we've been discussing morality then, not about the facts.
No, I'm not discussing.
That's the whole
I'm not
point. We're talking
discussing
about
morality.
pragmatically.
I'm saying
so
that
I'm talking
at
about
some point
research, data, and statistics, and you're talking about how you feel about it. If we want to talk about how we feel about it,
I'm not talking
about
my
morality.
Feelings. Right. I'm not talking about my feelings, and I'm happy to talk about the morality of abortion, but what I'm talking about is a pragmatic compromise regarding both the woman and the fetus's health. And if both the woman and the fetus's health could be equally managed by using some form of a medication as terminating the pregnancy, then the one that keeps two individuals healthy should be preferred from a medical standpoint, not from a moral standpoint. I mean,
in the same way that somebody could be easily treated for chemo, but some people don't want to get chemotherapy. So you see how they have the option to choose?
I just want to say that when it comes to medical ethics, morals are a big part of this, right? This is something that's going to lead into our intuitions, and this would be like on medical boards, etc. So this is just saying that this is just going to be about feelings is just going to be incorrect, because again, in the medical field, they do have medical ethics, right? They have a huge board of medical ethics, and medical ethical frameworks, right? So that we would consider. So morals are a big part of these ethics. Just to be clear. So, Court is not wrong in asking this.
And not only that, but, I mean, the cancer example you just gave, somebody could easily treat their cancer with chemo. The cancer example you just gave, somebody could easily treat their cancer with chemo. Okay, that's true. And you're right.
They kicked me.
No board of doctors would force somebody to get chemo if they were unwilling to. But the distinction between the two...
Wow. I was about to get off anyways. was gonna say my one too. So they're freaking talking just fucking bullshit, man. They were getting good topics, but like the girls being such a fucking tool. Which is fucking trust the healthcare professionals for everything. Get 100 fucking vaccines, fucking abortion whenever you want, convenience store abortion, come in, come out, yalla, that's it. Freaking go have sex with anybody you want. That's garbage, man. Absolute garbage. You guys are freaking piss poor mentalities, bro. They think come on TikTok and they think they're the shit or something. And kicked me because I was shish kebabbing. I wasn't even talking. I'm gonna be on TikTok live, Grant. Everybody go to TikTok live right now, King and Eyes. I'll be there.